Hey guys, hope you all crispy and crunchy. It's Matty here, and I guess it's official now that we're on Natsuki's route, because look at that title screen, it's just Natsuki. We changed the whole topic of the game, we made it from just Monika to just Natsuki. So yeah, I apologize for the last two episodes. These were supposed to come out 2 days earlier, but my internet decided to just give up completely, and the two videos didn't upload over the weekend, so I'm screwed and I have to re-upload them again, which takes about a day. But yeah, enough about that. We have a game to play, so let's load where we left last time. She wanted to talk to us about something, so let's find out what that is. This was Natsuki's usual texting style, filled with emoticons or emojis. Instead, it gave off a much more serious tone. Granted, that didn't mean it was anything bad. It might not even be anything important at all. But just the thought of what that message could mean scared me. If earlier I felt like nothing could bring me down, now I feel like I've been brought back to reality. I respond, asking her what's going on. Several minutes pass or something, and she says it's nothing. Never mind. There's no way that it was nothing. I suspect that there's definitely something going on, but if Natsuki doesn't want to tell me, then that's that. It's none of my business, right? But I wish it was. I wish I could help. All I can do for now, though, is to respect her wishes. Of course, I'm probably looking way too deep into this anyway. So we just teleport into the literature club, and Natsuki's apparently here as well. What a great technique. I walk into the literature club and see the same familiar scene that I always do. Sayuri and Monika are working on poems. Yuri is reading a book in the corner of the room, and Natsuki is sitting alone at a desk. I walk over to Natsuki and sit down next to her. Hi. Natsuki speaks in a monotone voice. Hey. Think we should read some manga? Whatever you want. Okay. Earlier I said this was none of my business, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least curious. I still need to respect her feelings though. So for now we'll keep reading manga, and if what's going on with her becomes relevant, I'll know. Going over to the closet, I search for the next volume of Parfait Girls. Once I find it, I go back to the desk. Parfait Girls again? Well, the beginning of this particular arc has been pretty mediocre, but who's to say it doesn't get better over time? Me. I've read the full arc. It doesn't get better over time. Read it to me anyway, okay? Are you tired again or something? That's one thing, yeah. I just don't feel like myself today. I'm always willing to help if you need it, you know. We'll see about that. Oh, what's up with her? We'll see about that? What's that supposed to mean? I mean, I like to think I'm a fairly reliable guy. Was I misinterpreting her statement? Come on, read already. Yeah, of course. That ended up being a day. Then it was back at my house, as anxious as usual. And we teleport back. Cool. Before I knew it, it was the next morning. Another text from Natsuki came from Natsuki. This one worrying me even more. Oh. Don't worry about it. Well, if somebody says don't worry about it, it often just leads to them worrying about it even more. So I guess that's what's the case here. Don't worry about it? What am I not supposed to worry about? Saying that makes me even more worried. For what reason, though? I don't know much about Natsuki when it comes down to it. I know she doesn't live a perfect life, but none of us do. Am I getting this nervous for nothing? Will any of this matter in a month or even a week? As things are, I'll continue to stand by Natsuki's side. There's nothing else that would make me happy. If I can continue to be able to do that, at least. Well, at least, yeah. Now we're not teleporting, now we're going through a black hole to get there. I'm back at the literature club and go up to Natsuki, who is once again sitting alone at a desk. What's up? Nothing. I doubt it's truly nothing, though. She seems more distant than usual. Like I said before, just remember that if you want to talk to me, I'm here for you. Sure. I read manga to her again, but she didn't seem to be enjoying it nearly as much. But hey, not much else I can do, right? I'm back home again. Another day passed, leading to another morning and another text. Okay, this is getting creepy. I said not to worry about it. Oh my, what's going on? What's going on? There's something way deeper, I guess. Not just that. This confirmed my suspicions about there being something major going on. I don't know what it is, though, and I doubt I'll be able to easily find it. Okay. She gets more and more like... She wants to avoid me, kind of. The rest of the day involved Natsuki giving me the cold shoulder, though, so that's starting to become consistent. Things repeated like this for several days. Natsuki continued to get colder and colder towards me, until one day. What is going on? One day, things were different. I woke up and checked my phone as usual, and I get a message from Natsuki. This one worries me the most, because it feels like this past week had been leading up to something I was finally about to find out what it was. Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps. We need to get something straight. The literature club, after everyone's left, will work fine. Okay. And here I am, at the literature club. Before I can grab any manga, Natsuki tells me not to bother. So we sat there together, both bored yet nervous at the same time, unaware of what today would lead to. Natsuki knew much more than I did, though. Well, a few hours feel like they've passed before Natsuki decides to look around. Okay, everyone's gone. What was it you wanted to tell me? Where do I start? I'm so confused by everything. I keep trying to figure out if I'm making the right choices, or if even discussing this with you is a good idea. Thinking about it, it's not a good idea. Why did I even send that text to you? Why did I think making decisions at 2 a.m. was okay to do? Whatever, it doesn't matter. All I have to say now is... Natsuki anxiously twiddles her thumbs for a moment and then slams her hands on the desk, startling at me. What's wrong with you? Ooh. Huh? I thought you would have left, so why are you still here? What are you talking about? We're friends, aren't we? I was so cold to you. I tried scaring off you. I tried to retreat and... Why didn't it work? Why haven't you left me yet? As mean as I can be, even I can't get much crueler. Natsuki, I figured it out. Now what Natsuki had been intending or anything like that, no. I can worry about that later. I finally figured out when it was the time for that. I realized that this was the moment. Because if not now, then when? Are you gonna say it? I have to say this. Because I want to be there for you. Because I want to be able to trust me. Want you to be able to trust me. Because no matter what, I want to always help. I take a deep breath. Most important of all, though, because I like you. A lot. Natsuki is stunned. She stands there for several moments until tears begin to roll down her face. You can't make this easy for me, can you? Dang it, I like you too, but that's not the point. I can't keep living like this. Natsuki bursts into tears and hugs me. Things are happening so fast, yet I don't have time to think. Like I said, I'll always be there for you. That's a promise, Natsuki. Natsuki's words come out in between her sobs. I don't get it. What did I deserve to have someone be this nice to me? Deep breath, Natsuki. It'll be okay, and I'll make sure of that. Time felt like it had froze, except for Sayori, who I had to shoo away when she walked by, anyway. That will probably come up later, but I don't particularly care at that moment. Ooh. All I care about right now is comforting Natsuki. You can trust me, Natsuki. I don't know what your life is like right now, but I can say with absolute certainty that you can trust me. Natsuki tries to speak, but is so exhausted that no words come out of her mouth. Just relax. And she does. She relaxes so much she falls asleep, still in my arms. Can you be any cuter now? Come on. Well, it was a nice feeling, but I did eventually get a bit tired of standing up, yeah. Alright, Natsuki. Natsuki slowly wakes up and yawns. Huh? What happened? Nothing happened. You had a bad day and needed to let it all out, that's all. I was serious though. I do have feelings for you, but it's complicated. Yeah. I scramble my brain to think of an idea. The weekend's almost here, so maybe... There's no school tomorrow, so I've got an idea. You don't have to agree to it, but I think you should. Let's have a day where we forget about all the bad things. We could go somewhere to eat, for example. It doesn't have to be called a date either. Just a relaxation day. Does that sound good to you? Natsuki briefly smiles. Yay! Sure! She's finally happy again. Then it's settled. I'll text you the details, okay? Got it! I'll be looking forward to it, I guess. Natsuki starts walking out of the classroom. And, thank you. Anytime. And we're going home. I like the different, cuts where we get to from one place to another. Once it's just teleporting, then we had a black screen. Now we're apparently really walking. That's cool. Soon after that, I slowly walk home. Yet only when I'm laying in bed do things really sink in. Seriously, I confessed to Natsuki. I actually did it. And she said she liked me back too. Holy crap. I had my suspicions, sure, but to actually hear the words? The feeling is incredible. She did say that things were complicated. I don't know really what that means, but for now it doesn't matter. All I'm thinking about is tomorrow, and that it will be the best day ever. As for what happens after, that doesn't matter to me. I don't want to worry about that yet. What matters to me are my feelings now. What's gonna happen? Where are you gonna take her out? One day, separated from everything else. A day of peace, a day that felt like filler in our lives. That day was today. There was plenty of time until me and Natsuki were supposed to go to dinner though. Until then, I messaged her about a variety of dumb stuff. She gushed about her favorite anime and I gushed about mine. That sort of thing. It felt good to just talk like this, and before I knew it, it was already almost 7 PM. Damn, you texted her for a whole day? Cool. It's not long until I hear a knock at the door and open it up to see Natsuki, who looks happy for the first time in a while. I'm guessing you're ready then? Yep. And so it begins. Walking along the street, then walking along the street. We head off to the restaurant I picked. It was a pretty fancy choice, or at least a place that I would never normally go to. But this is a special occasion, isn't it? I don't mind stepping out of my comfort zone sometimes. Ooh, it's a Chinese restaurant. We walk into the front doors of the restaurant and I go up to the host behind the front counter, not corner again. I believe I called yesterday for a reservation for 2. Of course, sir. Natsuki smirks. Sir? I think it fits me quite well, personally. Whatever, sir. First name? Matty. Last name? That's interesting. Oh, you skipped that part. Okay, I'll give you that one. Right. After we're led towards our table, we each sit down and look at the menus in front of us. Excuse me? I look up from the menu. What's wrong? They gave me a freaking kids menu? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't judge them, but... Oh, that's mean. For real? Yeah, can you believe it? Natsuki shows me her menu, which does turn out to be a kid's menu. To be fair, it's not that unlikely for them to have made that mistake. Still though, I'm small, yeah, but that's it. Small. I'm not 12 anymore, I don't need a stupid kid's menu. An employee walking by knows something going on, and she quickly walks over. Is something the matter? Yeah, I'm not a kid anymore, so what's up with the kids menu? It's not a big deal, but please get her another menu. I see. One moment then. The employee walks off. I'm just saying. Natsuki, just because I'm short doesn't mean anything. Short adults exist, you know? And some of them are probably hot too. They don't look as good as me, of course, but still. Oh, you're getting confident. That's good. After sighing, I look around and see a few people starting to stare at us. I totally agree. Please try not to draw too much attention to us, though. Natsuki sits back, crosses her arms, and pouts. It's the truth, though. I look and see the employee walking back to us. Here you are, madam. I raise an eyebrow as the employee walks away. And you joked about me being called sir? At least I deserve my title. Well, who am I to say otherwise? We should probably start looking at our menus now, though. We both glance over our menus. I try to look at Natsuki's facial expression and see what I think is a gasp behind that menu. It's that expensive? This has got to be a typo. Nope, it's an upper-class restaurant with upper-class prices. Maddie, what are you thinking? It's one thing that I can't pay for this, but I can't make you spend this much money either. Why not? It wouldn't feel right. Hey, it's my money. I've got enough of it too. So what else am I going to spend it on? That was a lie. I'm close to being broke, but it sounded good at the time, so I said it anyway. Regardless, I slowly lean in closer. Besides, you're worth it. Natsuki gets flustered and seems to forget how to respond. I'll find some way to get my money's worth. Maybe I can feed you, since memories are more valuable than money alone, and all that. Natsuki looks even more stunned. What? Come on, I was kidding. Unless you want me to feed you. What the heck? Since when was I this confident? Since when did I use... wave sign? Fine. If you want me to hurry up and order something that badly, then I will. Natsuki pulls up her menu again, but before she does, I quickly catch a smile on her face. I guess I can't have messed up that badly then. After we're done ordering our dishes, we have a moment to ourselves. Nice place, huh? It was the fanciest restaurant I could find. That doesn't mean it's okay for them to rip you off. I ordered the cheapest thing on the menu, by the way, so you're welcome for that. Like I said, you're worth it. I wanted to choose somewhere nice with memorable food. Unless their food is memorable for the wrong reasons. You still seem tense. I put out my hand close to hers. May I? She nods her head as we proceed to hold hands. This is getting to it. Forget about everything else for now and enjoy the moment. You're not so bad at this romance thing after all. Not that it matters. We already said this wasn't a date anyway. This moment was perfection. Your order? Question mark? Never mind. Thanks. The employee behind me walks around the table, delivering each of our meals to us. Enjoy. The employee walks away as we're about to dig into our food. I ordered fried lobster while Natsuki ordered macaroni and cheese. You gotta admit that this has been fun, hasn't it? Yeah, it's nice to get away from life sometimes. Although, I will say that this mac and cheese... Natsuki takes a bite of her meal. Meh. The plate of pasta is exquisite. There is the perfect amount of cheese, both melted and shredded. Well, maybe. I don't actually know. Frankly, it just looks like your average dish of mac and cheese to me. That's quite the mac and cheese, huh? I'll share some of my food with you if you'd like. Nah, I'm not a fan of lobster. Natsuki plays with her fingers and says something in a quiet voice. But thanks for offering. And she disappears. Where did you go? Did that fucking mac and cheese eat you up? Man, it feels good. I feel like I've finally gotten through to her, which is all I wanted. Once we finish our meal, I write a cheek. Of course. I write a check and get ready to leave. I notice Natsuki's looking shyly at me. We should do this again sometime. I'll think about it. It's more assuring than an outright no, I guess. Thanks for everything, Matty. I really enjoyed being with you. Me too, Natsuki. I'll see you at school in a few days then. Yep. We stare into each other's eyes for a brief moment, only for both of us to quickly look away once we realize what we're doing. Why does it feel similar? Yeah. Later. Bye. And that was the end of the most calming day I've had in a long time. After today's success, I sit on my bed and decide to think about it. So many things could have gone wrong today, but they didn't. Today felt like pure bliss. It feels wonderful to have a day that I can look back on like this. When I look back at a lot of my memories, for example, they might seem happy, but only during that moment. The rest of the day could have been awful. But today was great from start to finish. I hope that things continue to stay like this. They probably won't though, but that's something I'll deal with tomorrow if it comes up. For now though, it's time to sleep. Is it Sunday? I hope so. Sorry, had to take a sip. Just to clear my throat. Whenever I'd wake up and check my phone, it was usually to see if I received any texts from people in general. Now though, it's to see if I've been messaged from Natsuki. I think it's interesting how things change over time. She didn't message me this morning, by the way, which is fair, seeing as I didn't message her this morning either. Although it's not like she obligated to message me in the first place. I don't think she's messaged me this whole weekend actually. Regardless, since the weekend is over now and there's school today, I'm heading off there. Hey, I'm proud of you. You got up without any alarm clock. That's good. Eventually, I arrive at the literature club. I expect to see the same side as usual, but it's a bit different this time, as Natsuki's nowhere to be seen. Curious and slightly worried, I ask the other members if they know anything. So, Monica, do you know where Natsuki is? I don't think so. Anything you need? No, it's nothing. It wasn't actually nothing, of course. Have you seen Natsuki Sayori? Nope. I thought you'd know where she was after all. Well, what happened a few days ago? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Guess that leaves Yuri, although I don't expect to get anything from her. Yuri, have you seen Natsuki anywhere? I don't believe so. Annoyed, I walk away only to notice Natsuki walking in. Natsuki, I almost thought you weren't going to be here today. I needed some time to myself. I see. Should we read some manga now? No. Natsuki dismisses me and sits in a corner. Now what? Natsuki. I turn and see Monica walking over to Natsuki. What's up? You're not usually late. I already said I needed some time to myself. I decide to go over as well. Don't forget, I'm always here for you if you need to talk. Yes, I know. You don't need to repeat it. Okay. What happened? Yesterday went so well. Sure, there's a lot I don't know about, but for Natsuki to be this on edge... Hey, Natsuki. I turn again and see Sayori this time. How are... I'm sitting in this corner for a reason. I thought it made it obvious I don't want to be around anyone. I don't mean this in a rude way, Natsuki, but if you don't want to be around anyone, what made you come here today? You guys would have came looking for me if I didn't show up. She's not entirely wrong, I suppose. I certainly would have looked for her. I spent the rest of the day not really doing anything. I didn't even have the desire to talk with Sayori. I'd gotten so used to spending time with Natsuki that I didn't think much about what would happen if that stopped. The past week, she wasn't nearly as enthusiastic, yeah, but at least she was there. We still read manga together. So what now? Our friendship isn't just going to end like this, right? Especially after what we expressed our feelings for each other. After we, not what. The only idea I have for now is to do what I've always done and stay by her side. I can give her some space, but I still want to be there for her. That may be going against her wishes, but I can't sit and do nothing. I'll never give up on her. So it was another day. School felt like it dragged on forever, and getting to the literature club didn't make up for it at this point. I was inside the room as Natsuki was here on time today. Still sitting in the corner, I go up to her and ask a question. Are you feeling any better today? No, and I'd like you to stop asking me, okay? Alright. I walk away and sigh, unsure of what the future would hold. You didn't make her mad, did you? I noticed Sayori from the corner of my eye. How dare you... How dare you, Matty? It's not like that, I swear. At least, I don't think it is. You don't think? I mean, if she's not going to tell me, then I'll never know, right? I don't think that's entirely true. What have you been doing the past few days? Nothing that would make her mad. I took her out to a restaurant 2 days ago, and she seemed to enjoy it. We both did. So there is something going on between you two. I knew it. Sayori, that's not the point. Besides, it's not like... I see Natsuki get up and come over to me and Sayori. You two were talking about me, huh? You weren't eavesdropping, were you? To be fair, I guess we are in the same room as each other. Seriously, Matty, just go away. It'll be easier that way. Okay, what is wrong with her? I don't get it anymore. I just don't get it. Over the next week, Sayori and I tried coming up with ways to break through Natsuki. Unfortunately, each plan failed, worse than the last. I remember our first attempt. I thought my plan to get her to open up was decent enough, but I guess not. I don't know if you forgot, but go away. That's all I'm asking. It's not hard. Then we tried the next day. This time went even worse. How many times do I have to say it? Leave! 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 And leave. Still don't get it yet? Later that day, I had tried calling Natsuki's phone, but the call ended after one ring. When that happens, it usually means that the phone you're calling ran out of battery. Or it can also mean she couldn't have blocked me, right? I hadn't texted her earlier or anything, so if she did, it would have been something she did on her own. Maybe the third time would be the charm, but at the end of all this, but it wasn't. But we kept trying. We had to, after all. Or at least I had to. And so another day was another attempt. Are you dumb? How many times are you going to try this? It's not happening. But there was a sliver of hope in my heart that I could still win. Just one more day. I'm getting really sick of doing this, you know? No matter how long it might take, I was determined. Just one more day. Can you respect me, my one wish? What if I died or something, and you had to deal with the fact that you didn't follow my one simple wish, and that there was no way to take me to make it up anymore to me anymore? How would that feel, huh? Whoa. Okay, this got very, very deep. Oh, please don't tell me it ends like the what was it called? The Exit Music mod. If you didn't watch a playthrough of that or didn't play it for yourself, I'm not gonna spoil it, by the way, but please do so. I think this was one of the best mods of DDLC I've ever played. So yeah, be sure to check that one out, the Exit Music mod. But it kinda leads in the same direction. But yeah, I hope it doesn't. Natsuki, perhaps you'd like a few days off from the club? If there is something bothering one of my club members, I want to make sure that... Screw off, Monica! But I had to do it. I had to wait. Maddie, stop. Huh? There's something you're not telling me about you and Natsuki. She's been rude towards everyone, but the most rude towards you. I'm here to help too, you know, but I need to know everything to do that. It's like I said, I've got no idea how I could have made her mad. I keep telling myself that, but what if I did do something to make her mad? What if I did it all wrong? Voluntarily, but couldn't figure out what it was. No, it doesn't matter. Even if it's all my fault, I promise to make it up to Natsuki. I'd suggest apologizing to her, but somehow I don't think that'll make much of a difference at this point, huh? It would be way too late for that. But then, what then? We've tried everything we could think of. I don't know, but the least I can do is try and comfort her. Hey Natsuki, could you come over here? Natsuki rolls her eyes and gets up. Look, if you're seriously going to try and... Natsuki's interrupted as Sayori hugs her. Hugs make everyone feel better, right? Sayori said that, but I saw a look of deep anger on Natsuki's face. This clearly wasn't going to end well. I hate you! Natsuki breaks out of Sayori's grasp. All of you! You don't get it, do you? Just leave me alone. It's the simplest thing ever. I'm sorry if none of you ever learned how to leave someone alone, but that's not my problem. I can't do this. I'm sick of this. Of everything. Natsuki breaks into tears and runs out of the room. Natsuki! But it was too late. There is no chance at repairing anything now. It's over, and we ruined it. I ruined it. Sayori broke the straw on the camel's back, but this was ultimately my mess. I don't clearly remember what happened after that. I think I laid down at the desk in the club. Monica and Yuri kept trying to ask what that was all about, but I didn't feel like responding. I didn't feel like talking at all. So, well, there apparently is something wrong with Natsuki. I've actually no clue what it might be. I don't think I messed up, to be honest, because actually I did nothing wrong really. Maybe it's her father, but I don't get why she would let that out on us, to be honest then. So yeah, I'm curious what she's actually up to. But for now, I'm gonna leave this episode here, because I think that will actually make a good end to this episode. Well, probably not the happiest episode I've uploaded of this mod, but we still got to a restaurant with Natsuki. We were basically on a date, but then things began to fall apart and she became more and more dismissive. But we'll see what's gonna happen next time, and I'll see you all in the next video.